What up? What up, Peter Mac? Oopsie. What up? What's good? How's your weekend? Okay, we just done with a crazy week. Good day, Zach. How was your Eid celebration? Thank you so much for asking. Hi there. Good to have you here again. I have passed my prop firm account. Now I'm funded. That's good. That's good. Congratulations. Okay, thank you so much for asking. My Eid was really amazing. Okay, I had an amazing time with my families, spending the Eid Mubarak with them. Okay, after we're done with the fasting month of Ramadan. So now, okay, 1 week already done after Eid. Actually here, okay, in my country, here in Malaysia, we usually celebrated Eid for 1 month. Okay, from the 1st of Shawwal up until the end of Shawwal. Okay, but for us, okay, because we are eager to get the blues in the market, so I think maybe I'm already done with my Eid celebration for this week. So that's why I'm sharing, okay, less signals, because okay, while focusing on the charts, I'm also celebrating Eid. So that's why, okay, last week probably there might be some, okay, maybe few updates from me, but right now it's a new week. We are back, okay, on the charts right now. The charts in front of you, but this is the dollar chart. So I hope you guys are all having a great weekend too. And for those who are celebrating Eid, I hope you guys are all having an amazing Eid celebration with your families, okay, wherever you are. So now just get ready. We're gonna be back in the market tomorrow. Okay, in about a few hours the market is going to open. So let's get ready as usual. We're gonna do the live market outlook. If you want to share this live session with the others, you can also do that. Okay, before I start. So let's see who's here. Okay, we have Peter Mac, Haida, Zero Gravity, Norman. Okay, what up, Norman? Haidar, Devra Chandran. Selamat Hari Raya. Selamat Hari Raya. Happy Eid Mubarak. Okay, to you guys. Thank you so much for the wishes. So guys, we had a crazy week. So before we go straight into the charts, okay, I want to show you guys one thing. Okay, I want to show you guys this thing. Wait. Okay, let me change the song. Def here, what up, Def? What up? What's good, Def? Okay, ready for the new week? Okay, by the way, do you guys like my new hat? Okay, new cap. So I want to show you guys this thing. Okay, this is the thing that I posted to you guys inside the channel, the Wolf of SOC. Good, bro. I'm doing amazing. Okay, just done with my Eid celebration, I guess. Even though we still have about 3 weeks, okay, before we finally end with the whole month of Eid celebration here in Malaysia. But let's see if I have more invitations, okay, to attend maybe open houses to eat and celebrate. I will go probably from the brokers. Okay, I usually get invitations from the brokers from Malaysia Fam. Okay, I also got some gift. Okay, 8 gifts from Malaysia Fam, also Opta. I'm gonna show you guys the unboxing after this. Nice cap. I was about saying, okay, I bought this cap. Okay, this it said ha. So I hope you guys are all happy right now. Even though I'm showing you guys, do you see what I'm showing you guys on the screen right now? Okay, are you looking at this thing? Okay, look at this. This is the whole stock market before the market closes on Friday. This is what the market looks like. All the reds across the markets. Okay, technology and services, electronics, finance, retail trade, everything. Okay, stock crashes. Yeah, we can pretty much say that. Okay, because to consider a crash usually, okay, with a 20% drop from the peak, so that usually can be considered as a market crash. And I think I'm going to show you guys the technicals after this. And it is still too early to say, but the metrics are there. Okay, looks like we already have a crash. But for the new week, what's going to happen, especially for gold, and also we have the recent updates. If you are reading the news, okay, if you are keeping with the news regarding the war sentiment in the Russia-Ukraine, even though it is a bad thing, which is war, but as traders, okay, we have to pay attention to the global economic situation, and also, most importantly, because we are trading gold, we have to pay attention to sensitive issues, especially with the war. Okay, so let me see the comments. This month is being so bad for me. My account is almost blown, but I remain positive, hoping it will get it back on track. Khadija Ahmad. Okay, look, that is a part of the process in trading. Okay, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but the most important thing, as I always tell you guys, okay, as traders, we are here. Okay, our main objective is to make money. So the way to do it is to minimize our risk, but at the same time maximizing our profits. Okay, yes, we may take some hits. Okay, some of our setups may took stop losses. Okay, actually, if you monitor my setups, I think for almost 3 weeks, okay, we haven't had any single stop losses. Okay, probably maybe some setup just was just running to hit our take profits 1 or TP scalp, but overall still good scalping setups. Okay, but no stop losses yet. Okay, so that is what I mean by keeping our risk low, okay, and minimizing our losses, but at the same time maximizing our profits. So that is the way we do it here. Okay, so Khadija, don't worry. Okay, we going to have the new week for us to trade. If you are having challenges in growing your accounts or making profits, don't worry. Okay, we're gonna have the new week. So there you go. The stock market crashes last week before the market closes on Friday especially, and right now this is the dollar chart. Okay, by looking at the stock market crash, looks like everything is going to hell. Okay, going back, going down the drain. But if you look at the dollar chart, dollar index, looks like, okay, on Friday we do have a slight recovery by this daily candle. Okay, so even though the market was dropping really hard, okay, but on Friday looks like we did have a slight recovery from the dollar, showing, okay, maybe, okay, some of buyers are still right here trying to push price up, okay, at this moment. Okay, but overall, if you look at the dollar, based on the trend right now, the current trend from what we had previously, okay, we had a really clean, strong bullish trend to the upside. Okay, as we are approaching to Trump's inauguration announcement. Okay, but then after he became the president of the United States, what happened to the dollar? Okay, looks like based on the charts right now, okay, we are trading the real thing, the economy. So right now, based on the technicals, the dollar index is dropping really heavily. Okay, while Trump taking the office, and even more so, okay, last week he did some crazy stuff, which is regarding the Trump's tariffs. Okay, he's going crazy to increase tariffs with most of the countries that are dealing with the US in terms of exports. So it has been a crazy week. So right now, the new week is going to open. So let's talk about gold. This is the gold chart in front of you guys. Okay, as usual, okay, you guys love this technical side, right? You guys love to know the zones. But before I go straight into the charts and more deeper, let me see who's ready. Give me some emojis. Okay, give me some response in the chat if you are paying attention and ready for my technical analysis. Okay, we're gonna go a bit detailed so that you guys understand what I'm looking at on the markets right now, on the charts, and also we're gonna talk about a little bit about the fundamentals and also the economic calendar. Okay, thank you for your kind words. I feel motivated, sir. Thank you. Let's go, Khadija. Okay, that is how you improve as a trader. Okay, everything, okay, all the trades that you took, okay, whether it is the trades that end up in you are making profits, or the trades that you took end up you hitting the stop losses, okay, everything is important to you in order for you to improve. Okay, if you didn't take hits, you will never learn, and you will never have the real experience in order for you to become a profitable trader. Okay, you cannot expect for you to keep hitting the take profits or keep hitting 100% win rate every single time. Okay, yes, sometimes probably, maybe beginner's luck. Okay, maybe by involvement of some lucks. Okay, some percentage of luck there. Maybe you can get 100% win rate for some weeks. Okay, like we did now. Okay, without any stop losses. But eventually, okay, there will be some days that the market is going to be unpredictable. Especially right now, we had the orange hat guy as the president of the United States. Okay, no offense. Okay, just a bit of a joke right there. Okay, he's already going mad. Okay, with a lot of statements, and right now, with the tariffs, so the market has been crazy. It is going to be an interesting time to trade gold. So let's see, we see some fires in the chat. Dispatch Rito Cash with the hand emojis. Funny. Hi there. Okay guys, as usual, okay, this is the 1 minute chart for gold. Before I look at the chart, okay, I already marked out some zones. I will zoom out later for you to see better and to see with a detailed picture for this gold chart. But before that, before we move on into the chart, as usual, we have to understand what kind of markets that we are facing with for the new week. Khadija, let's go. Okay, with the fires. Okay, and in order to do that, in order to know what kind of markets that we are facing with, okay, every single week, okay, with every new week, this is why we have to refer to the economic calendar. Okay, and as usual, I always refer to Forex Factory. Okay, yes, you can also refer to some other economic calendars available online, but this is the most used, I think, website for Forex traders especially. So you go to this website and go to this calendar tab. Okay, you can explore the other tabs later, but this is the most important tab that I'm going to talk about, okay, every single week during my market outlook, which is the economic calendar. And here we are going to only look at the high impact news, which is going to be labeled by these red folders. Okay, yes, you can also pay attention to the medium impact news sometimes, okay, if you really want to pay attention to the news. But for me, as usual, I'm going to just focus on the high impact news, because these kind of news are the ones that usually will give the biggest impact in the market and will give the biggest maybe moves for gold. Okay, so that's why I only pay attention. Like the sky, let's go with the bomb. So that's why I always pay attention to these red folders. So for the new week, today is Sunday, my time. Okay, we don't have anything. And okay, don't forget, even though today is Sunday, some Sundays, okay, you can also have high impact news. Okay, especially right now during Trump's presidency, he can also have unscheduled speeches. Okay, so sometimes, even though initially you may see that this was an empty column, okay, but then maybe after you look at it, maybe tomorrow on the next morning or after a few hours, some news pop-ups, and usually it's going to be Trump's speech. Okay, if he is going to maybe some events and giving his speeches, and especially if he's going to talk about the economy, okay, it will be appear here. Okay, so pay attention to that as well. So for the new week, on Monday and on Tuesday, starting tomorrow, on Monday we don't have anything, we do not have any high impact news, and also on Tuesday, okay, still the same, no high impact news. And usually, and actually up until Wednesday, April 9th, also we don't have any high impact news. So from Monday up until Wednesday, we're going to have maybe, okay, a slow start of the week, because we do not have any high impact news to push more volumes into the market. But that doesn't mean, okay, that gold cannot move crazy and the markets cannot move crazy. Okay, this is all, okay, the news that has been scheduled earlier. But even though we are seeing right here empty news from Monday to Wednesday, but sometimes if we do have sentiments happening inside the global scale, global economic situation, maybe it will appear right here. So expect maybe low volatility from Monday until Wednesday, but we're gonna look at the technicals after this, and I'm also gonna explain a little bit, okay, if we really gonna have a slow move or we're gonna have fast move when the market opens tomorrow. So based on this economic calendar, at least we know that we don't have anything. So expect for now, okay, low volatility from Monday until Wednesday. And the most important thing is, okay, on Thursday, okay, this is our huge volume, or it is going to be a really freaking volatile day for us, okay, on Thursday and also on Friday. So pay attention, okay, if you like to trade huge impulsive moves and going to take a bit high risk trades using your wallet accounts, as what I already teach you guys in my previous class. For those who have joined, okay, make sure you pay attention to these 2 days, okay, on Thursday and on Friday, because we're gonna have full high impact news for, okay, the whole day. Okay, starting right here on Thursday. This is actually early in the morning my time. Okay, for some of you guys probably it's going to be happening on Wednesday, but right here, based on this GMT plus 8 time zone, my time is going to be happening at 2 AM. So we're gonna have FOMC meeting minutes, and then the next biggest news, okay, after the ones that we have last week on Friday, NFP. Okay, for this week we're gonna have core CPI or inflation news regarding inflation. Okay, core CPI month over month, okay, and CPI month over month, and also CPI year over year. And then we're gonna have unemployment claims, which is regarding the job sector. So this usually, okay, if you're gonna have CPI, okay, maybe this CPI news is the ones that are gonna give us the biggest impact. Okay, these unemployment claims maybe just, okay, not gonna affect the market too much. Okay, maybe traders or major institutions will just focus on this data. Okay, and also this one, this is also important. And the next day on Friday, before we close the week, okay, for the new week, we're gonna have core PPI month over month, and also PPI month over month, producer price index. And also after that, okay, an hour and a half after PPI was released on Friday, we're gonna have preliminary consumer sentiment. Okay, so these are all the high impact news that we are going to have for the new week. So bear in mind that we're going to have huge volatility on Thursday and on Friday, and to start the week from Monday up until Wednesday, probably we're going to have a slow week, okay, based on these economic calendars. And what are my comments? What is my comments regarding the fundamentals for gold right now? Okay, generally speaking, okay, based on the fundamentals, gold is still looking bullish because the fundamentals for the dollar is not looking so good. And plus, you have already seen last week, Trump is going crazy with the tariffs, so there is going to be a lot of uncertainties with the policies, economic policies in the US. So during uncertain times, okay, big institutions or big investors will, okay, pull out their money from the stock market, and usually will be focusing on safe haven asset. And one of the safe haven asset, the most popular safe haven asset, is right here in front of you guys, the gold. Okay, the XAUUSD, or gold that we are trading every single day. So for gold, okay, where did the price stops before the market closes on Friday? The market stops right here at 3037 price. Okay, and before it stops right there, what happened? Okay, let's look at the bigger time frame. Okay, this is the 1 minute time frame. Okay, usually probably when you are scalping every single day, or when I'm scalping, okay, I will monitor this time frame. But for my analysis, as usual, okay, I will be focusing starting from the biggest time frame. Okay, if you want to look at the monthly time frame as well, you can, but we already know. Okay, let's hide everything first. Okay, this is the monthly time frame for gold, and clearly, if you look at the monthly time frame, gold is still running in a bullish trend on the monthly time frame, but this is a really huge time frame, of course. So right now, for April, okay, we do have, okay, a slight rejection or a drop, okay, on the monthly time frame. But if you look at the previous monthly candle, it was closing in a really strong bullish momentum, okay, or a bullish pattern. Previously, it closes with a really small body, but for the previous month, for March, gold really pumped to the upside and closes the body right here. And only for right now, especially last week, actually, we do have a huge bearish move. So that's why, at least for now, for April, you can see the monthly time frame looks a little bit red. But still, even though it is looking red, okay, the whole or the overall momentum for the monthly time frame is still bullish. Even though this is a slight drop, but still, okay, as long as we are staying 50% above this monthly body candle, we are still looking great on the bullish side. Okay, unless this monthly candle closes below this previous body candle, then probably we're going to have a problem if we are still staying bullish. So that is the multi time frame for you guys, and then we move on to the weekly time frame. For the weekly time frame for last week, okay, let's pay attention to the last week. This is really important. Last week, okay, gold made a new all-time high right here, the highest one, and then before the market closes, especially the most prominent move was on Friday. It rejected really strongly to the downside and closes the body candle right here. So based on the weekly time frame, you can see we do have a strong rejection, but okay, same with the monthly time frame, the momentum or the overall trend for the weekly time frame is still bullish, looking bullish, even though for last week, okay, the weekly candle closes with red in color, but okay, the body failed to close below the previous weekly candle closing. So based on the technicals on this weekly time frame, it is still looking bullish for gold. Why? Because pay attention right here. Okay, usually right here when we have a strong bearish engulfing candle, okay, usually the momentum after that, okay, usually, okay, and it is not always has been, but usually it will continue with the same momentum that it was closing. Okay, so for example right here with this bearish engulfing candle, okay, when this candle printed, okay, I was expecting a continuation to the downside or to the bearish side, but then gold just pumped to the upside, ignoring this bearish engulfing candle and breaking that level. And right now we have the second red candle for the weekly time frame, but okay, if you compare to this candle is still looking a bit weaker compared to this one. Even this strong candle can be broken. So for this last week, okay, even though we have a red candle, but we have to pay attention and be careful, because this candle has already been broken and gold has proved that this bearish engulfing candle is nothing. The bullish momentum is still strong. So let's go to more lower time frame, which is the daily time frame, to look clearer what is happening with gold. So on the daily time frame, yes, okay, finally we do have a strong rejection on the daily time frame. Okay, the daily candle printing with a red body, okay, a huge red body showing us a strong bearish momentum on Friday. So for now, okay, yes, the current momentum is strongly bearish on the daily time frame, but if you look at the trend, again, the trend is still looking bullish. If you want to draw a trend line based on this daily time frame, okay, if you want to just took this recent peaks, okay, even though we have a drop right here, okay, the drop, if it goes lower, it still have a trend line, a bullish trend line to be retested, and we have to pay attention and monitor this level. Okay, maybe we can still have a rejection from buyers or from to the bullish side. Okay, so that's why, okay, even though we have a scary drop on Friday with this red candle, okay, breaking all my previous buying zones. To be honest, okay, I had a few buying zones, but then when the momentum was really strong to the downside, okay, I just stay on the side, okay, not going into more buys, okay, just be happy with the profits I made, okay, with the trades that I already took for the week. So for the new week, what do I expect for gold? Okay, remember we do have a daily bullish trend line still intact, and even though it's dropping, it was retesting this daily support right here at around 3000, okay, 17 last week. To see clearer, let's drop to the 4-hour time frame. If you look at the 4-hour time frame, okay, previously we do have a clean bullish trend, strong bullish trend, and then we have a struggle, and then bam, a drop, a strong drop. Okay, even more so after we get a strong NFP print for the dollar. Okay, last week NFP came out a little bit better for dollar. Okay, we have a huge difference compared to the actual data that came out, okay, from the forecasted and the previous. If you want to look at it, let's go to the last week calendar. Let's go to the non-farm employment here. Okay, the data came out at 228k compared to the forecasted, which is only 137k, and previous, which is 117. So this is a positive print for the dollar. So that's why Okay, maybe gold drop because investors were looking at this data and maybe panic. Okay, and selling gold because the dollar probably looks having a good progress. So for the new week, even though gold is dropping really heavily, okay, I'm still bullish on gold. Why? Because we do have a lot of sentiments, like I told you guys just now, that has been happening in the market with the Trump sentiment, and also the war in Ukraine. If you want to read it in detail, you can go to your Google and browse through. Okay, this is the recent news actually. This is my local news. Russian troops push into Ukraine's Sumy or Sami region. So this is recent news, some kind of escalation with the war between Russia and Ukraine. And here from AP News, 1 killed in Russian attack on Kiev as death toll from earlier missile strike rises to 19. Okay, this is also an escalation with the war. And I always talk about this. Okay, usually when war escalates, gold prices will skyrocket, even though we have a drop, strong drop on Friday. But remember, we do have a lot of supports down below right here. So for the new week, these are the few zones that I mark for us to monitor in order for us to get high quality setups and maximize our profits. Okay, so if you look at the dollar is dropping. I promise you guys that we're going to talk about a little bit about the stock market. Okay, this is the volatility index. Okay, usually when these things rises, okay, the market will be really volatile, and you're going to have huge fluctuations in the markets. And true enough, the volatility index increases, and we do have spikes to the downside for most of trading instruments on Friday. Okay, US 30 or Dow Jones drop really heavily. Okay, if you want to count from the peak, okay, maybe let's see. This is a really strong drop. Okay, from the peak to the lowest point that it dropped, 15%. Okay, and then let's look at the Nasdaq. Okay, most markets were dropping really heavily, 21%. Okay, S&P 500, %. Okay, most markets was dropping really heavily, and a lot of news media were calling for market crash. But remember, okay, that I talked to you guys about, we do have a lot of uncertainties in the market, and usually during uncertain times, gold can still skyrocket. So these are the few zones that I'm monitoring for the new week. Okay, but my bias is still bullish for gold. I'm waiting to go for buys if gold drops for the new week and retested lower supports that I mark right here. This is my daily support. Okay, if you drop down to the 4-hour time frame, okay, you can see right here, okay, we do have strong supports. And then last week on Friday, gold did retested this support and then bounced a little bit. To see the bounce, we're gonna have to look at the lower time frame, which is the H1 time frame. When it retested this daily support, it bounced, okay, and managed to stay above there and managed to push a little bit to the upside. But then we do have 4-hour support become resistance level right here. So for the new week, the nearest zone that I'm monitoring is around right here. Okay, this is my first selling zone, which is around 3050. Okay, if gold were to reach that price back again and give me maybe a huge bearish reaction or bearish rejection to the downside, maybe we can look for opportunities to go for sales right there. Okay, based on, okay, the current momentum that we got last week. Okay, the current momentum is looking strongly bearish to the downside based on the current chart. Okay, and already breaking this level. Okay, this was previously was a resistance, but then gold broke right here. but then here, on Friday, gold managed to break and barely form a support right there. So for the new week, if gold reaches that price back again, okay, maybe we can still have a rejection to the downside, because remember, on Monday up until Wednesday, we're going to have no high impact news, so maybe we're going to have low volumes and market just ranging, okay, and then big institutions and big investors will be waiting, okay, to pump their money to the huge direction or to the bigger moves on Thursday and also on Friday. So let's go back to the 1 hour time frame. So this is the first level for my selling level, which is around 3050, okay, and then my buying zone, my first buying zone, okay, the previous rejection level, okay, the current rejection level that we can see on the chart right now. But this is going to be risky, a little bit risky for me, because the current momentum is strongly bearish. So we are going against, okay, the lower time frame trend right here. This is 1 hour time frame. We can consider this lower time frame, because if you are referring to the bigger time frame, weekly or daily, okay, it is still looking bullish, okay, the trend. But right now on the 1 hour, you can see we do have a bearish trend. So that's why it is best for us to just follow the trend for now. That's why I said if we reach this level back again, okay, I'm going to monitor. Maybe if we can get a sell setup. Okay, our first sell setup. Sorry, excuse me. Let me have a drink. Okay, if gold were to go strongly bullish on Monday, or on Monday up until Wednesday, but first on Monday, okay, for it to go bullish, okay, I want to see gold breaking this 3050 level. Okay, if it manage to break that level and closes above there, and then retested and stays above this level without showing me a strong bearish rejection, okay, I will consider that break is solid, and maybe the bullish momentum is still strong, and maybe we can, okay, do a counter setup, maybe look for buys instead of sell. Okay, we're gonna have to adapt based on the current market changes. Okay, even though we have a plan right here, but we have to be smart. If the market is moving, okay, and showing us the confirmations, okay, either way, if it is going to be the bullish side or the bearish side, okay, we're just going to follow the market. But at least we have a plan, we have our zones. So this is my first selling zone. Okay, remember, if this zone managed to hold and reject from there, we do have a strong bearish rejection from this level. I will be focusing on sells. But if this level breaks to the upside and gold made a strong bullish closure above this level, and retesting that level and manage to stay above there, and without showing me a strong bearish reaction, maybe I will counter setup and look for buys in expectation for the price to keep going higher and retesting this next level, which is around 3077, okay, first, or 75, okay, if you want to take the levels that I usually like to take, okay, 75, 35, 50, okay. So but this is going to be a big kind of a big zone. Okay, if you look at this price right here, 3084, and then the lowest right here, 3075, around 90 pips zone. Okay, but if you want to make it smaller, okay, you can just consider, okay, this level right here. I'm considering this level, this previous pump, okay, but then here it retested and kinda managed to make a second pump, but then it failed. Okay, so that's why this level is really important. Maybe buyers are already gone right here, and sellers will be stepping in if the price managed to break from this first level and keeps going higher. Okay, just monitor this first level first on Monday. Okay, remember the plan. If it breaks, wait right here for next selling opportunity. Why? We can go for sales right here. Okay, once again, because we have a current bearish trend on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, gold clearly made a solid bearish move on Friday. Okay, if you want to see clearer, go to the daily time frame. Also, you can see a big candle, even though the trend is still bullish. But look at the daily time frame. Let's remove all the drawing first. Okay, look at this daily time frame. Even though it is dropping really heavily, okay, you can see previously also here dropping really heavily, but then still holding the bullish trend. So that's why, even though it is dropping really hard on Friday, we do have this bullish trend on the daily time frame, and here we have a support. So that's why I'm still having a bullish bias based on the technicals, based on the high time frame trends, and also based on the sentiments, and also based on the fundamentals that I talked about just now. So let's bring back my zones right here. Remember, first selling zone, second selling zone, and it goes on. Okay, if gold keeps breaking, this will be my next selling zone. But remember, because we have kinda like a downward trend line right here, if gold breaks this 4-hour SBR and breaking this downward trend line, okay, maybe it is a bit risky to look for sells if even if price reaching this level, because this 1-hour time frame trend downward trend line has already been invalidated. So we're going to focus on this first downward trend line first. So that's why I'm going to focus on sells if price reaches this level first, and if it breaks, we're going to counter buys, and if it reaches this level, we're going to look for the second opportunity to go for sells. Okay, as long as this level managed to hold and this downward trend line didn't break. Okay, and for our buying case or buying opportunities, okay, we're gonna look lower. Okay, from the current price. The current price right here is around 3037. If price goes lower, we're testing, okay, this daily support at around 2013 or 2015 level. I mentioned this level actually on Friday. Okay, it didn't actually touch 2015. Okay, just missed by 7 pips. Okay, go read my analysis back inside the Wolf of SOC especially. Go read my analysis on Friday. I told you guys my last buying zone was at 3015, and look at the price. Okay, it dropped really heavily on Friday, but then it reaches exactly missed 7 pips from the price that I forecasted. Okay, but it was still a good analysis, and then rejected. Okay, from 2015 back closing at 3037. Okay, almost, okay, 200 instant rejection or more than that. Okay, so that's why this zone is going to be still a strong zone for buys. If it reaches right here, it managed to retest and managed to hold and give us a bullish rejection, we're going to look for our first opportunities to buys right here. And if it breaks, the same with the sells. If this level breaks, okay, we're going to wait lower for buys, which is around 3000 level. Okay, the big round number, 3000 level. Okay, this is my last buying zone, my second buying zone, and if the bearish momentum keeps going stronger, okay, and gold keeps dropping, I'm gonna wait lower, okay, for my next buying opportunity at around right here, okay, 2085 level, 2985 level. Okay, I mentioned this level as well in my associated legal forecast previously. Okay, this is going to be my next buying zone, because why? Look at your left side. Okay, you have a strong base or strong demand from buyers. Previously, gold struggling right here, and then it's huge pump to the upside. Yes, it was dropping really heavily right now, but it was dropping really heavily and reaching back to the previous price or previous level that it managed to pump from. So that is how you do your technical analysis. Look at your left, and this is going to be a fresh zone. We have a base on 1 hour time frame. If you look at the 4 hour time frame as well, you can see we have a base, and also remember I talked about the trend line, this white trend line that I drew from the daily time frame. Okay, it all lines exactly at that level. So we're gonna have a lot of confluences to go for buys right here. 4 hour time frame support or base, 1 hour time frame support or base or demand area. Okay, and then trend line. Okay, daily bullish trend line. Okay, exactly at the same level. So this is going to be my next buy zone. And then yes, we do have few other zones that I marked lower, but for Monday, especially for tomorrow, let's focus on these few levels first. Okay, because like I told you guys, on Monday up until Wednesday, probably we're gonna have low volumes. So that is my analysis, guys. I hope you guys understand. If you have any question, you can ask me in the chat. Okay, maybe I will try to answer them. Maybe 1 or 2 questions. If you have a lot of them, I will try to answer them as well. Shoot your questions. Okay, above 300, 3100, we are going to a all-time high. Yeah, probably. Okay, if you can stay and break above, okay, this first downward trend line and stays above 3100, yes, of course, we're gonna go to the new all-time highs. But of course, right now, okay, focus on this 1 hour
downward trend line. Let's go back to the 1 hour. Okay, this high peak, the second drop, strong drop. Okay, I'm marking based on these two levels. So if price reaches these same levels back again, it's going to be, okay, the zigzag setup. Okay, if you do have a lower time frame confirmations, we're going to go for sales right here. But yes, first, before gold reaches there, okay, we do have a selling zone right here that it needs to break from first. Okay, let's see if it can break, or if sellers still strong and will reject from there and keeps pushing gold down. So guys, I hope guys all understand my analysis. You can repeat this analysis back again. Okay, tomorrow, look at these levels that I drew on the chart. Okay, don't worry for you guys, the Wolf of SOC members, I will share my mappings. Okay, after the Asian session, as usual, I'm gonna wait for the Asian session moves. Let the market opens, let the Asian session volumes, okay, drop into the market. Let the market moves first. We're gonna wait for the Europe session probably to get our first trade. Okay, and maybe 1 or 2 trades. Okay, let's see if we can go a little bit aggressive for the new week. Okay, we are already done with the EAT. I'm already done with the EAT, so I'm ready in front of my usual trading setup and become more refreshed and energetic to share more signals and also share a lot more stuff to you guys. Okay, and also remember, you guys, I announced you guys before this, right, regarding my big announcement. Unfortunately, because we do have 8, I have to postpone the announcement. Okay, I'm too busy, too preoccupied with the celebration. Okay, spending time with the families, doing the preparations and celebrations. But okay, I'm going to finish the preparations very soon, and I'm going to do the announcement. So just stay tuned in the channel. Okay, and just stay close to the Wolf of SOC and so the School of Charts. Okay, well understood. Same analysis with mine. I'm excited. Oh really? That's good. Okay, Haidar, keep doing your own analysis as well. And also that's what I want. Okay, not only you just following me blindly, you also learn the knowledge. Okay, you understand what I'm seeing in the markets. Why do I mark my zones right here? Okay, why do I'm thinking of going to sales right here? I already explained that. Why do I'm thinking of going to buys right here? Okay, but these are all just mappings. Okay, just red boxes and green boxes on the chart. Okay, which means nothing. Okay, why do I say that? Because the real thing happens when the market moves. Okay, these red boxes and green boxes, okay, will be important and also will show you whether your analysis is correct or whether you are making good analysis or whether you need to make some adjustment in order for you to keep maximizing your profits for the new week. Okay, chatters and wolves, I hope you guys having a great rest of your Sundays. Okay, have a good weekend. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Remember to ready your capital. Okay, sorry, ready your capital, ready your account. Okay, ready your mental, your mindset. Okay, not only your capital and your account, but also have a positive mindset. Okay, have a fresh look on the market for the new week. Set your target. Okay, and let's go fresh with me starting tomorrow. Okay, I will be sharing my analysis. Zero Gravity Norman, what up? Okay, be ready for the new week. Okay, I'm ready. And also, I'm wondering of doing maybe a challenge. Okay, trying to grow small accounts, but let's see if I will be doing it. Okay, I'm trying to do some kind of challenge to give you guys the boost of the motivation and to show you guys that you actually can make good profit scalping every single day, even with $100 accounts like I suggested. Okay, and even $50. Okay, you can also make profits if you know what you are doing. Okay, if you are entering at the right zones, if you are looking at the markets at the right price at the right time. Okay, you can still make profits. Okay, even with $50 capital. Okay, that's what I want you guys to do every single day with me. Keep learning, keep making profits. Okay, keep being fierce in the market. Let's have a fresh start. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your weekend. Okay. Oh, we do have a question from Zero Gravity before we end. What are the differences between Asia, EU, and US market? Okay. Basically, the difference is trading sessions. Okay. Usually the market every single day, because it will be starting with the Asian session. Okay, during the market opens for most brokers, okay, the candle will be starting to move at 6 a.m. right now in the morning. So right when the market opens 6 a.m. okay, usually the Asian session will start okay around 8 a.m. in the morning. So when the market opens during 6 a.m. usually the volatility will be maybe less, but if you do have a big announcement on the weekends, okay, really surprising news on the weekends, probably right away on Monday when the market opens we're going to have a kick of volatility and it spikes, but usually the market will move freely with a huge volume. Okay, sometimes during the Asian session, our time Norman, maybe at around 8:30 a.m. up until 10 a.m. Okay, usually the market will start with the Asian session first. Okay, and then after that we're going to start with the European session for our time right here in Malaysia. The European session usually we start at 3 p.m. So while the Asian session was running, okay, in the morning, and then we're going to have our afternoon, and when we are entering our evening session at 3 p.m. in the evening, okay, we're going to have overlapping sessions between the European sessions and the Asian sessions. Okay, the difference is just when the market is opening. Okay, because we are Asian, the sun rises right here first, so we're going to start early, we're going to trade early, and then when we are done, or when we are at the end of our trading sessions, the European markets will be opening. So that's why we're going to have a spike of volatility, because we're going to have overlapping markets. And then when we are ending our trading sessions, the European session will be continuing. Okay, and same goes to the US session. Okay, the European session also, or the London session also, will be overlapping with the US Open. So that's why we're going to have a slight kick of volatility. Okay, and also we're going to have one more trading session, if I'm not mistaken. Here we're going to have Sydney, I think, Sydney stock market, Sydney, I think. But usually the biggest session that people will be focusing on, or traders will be focusing on, or at least I will be focusing on, is the European and also the US session. Okay, the difference is this trading session. Okay, depending on what time the market or the stock market or the financial market is will be opening at the region. Okay, because we are Asian, the sun rises right here first in Japan. Okay, not in Japan, okay, but the sun rises right here first. So that's why our markets open earlier compared to European and US. We're gonna have maybe 12-hour difference from the US. So that's why when here in Malaysia, when we reach 8 p.m. at night, okay, we're going to have the US session. Okay, and if you're working, it's going to be great for you when you are done with your 9 to 5, and at night you can just focus on trading, because the US session just open. Okay, at 8 p.m. or 8:30 we're going to have a start of huge volatility, and especially usually we're going to have high impact news at around 8:30 p.m. our time in Malaysia, GMT plus 8. Okay, so I hope you understand, Norman. So guys, it has been about an hour me talking to you guys. Thank you for the question, Norman. And so the others, looks like you guys don't have any questions. Remember my mappings right here. Rewatch this live session. Okay, but first let me change this song right here. It's really grind my gears. Okay, so let's have another profitable week ahead of us. Okay, I'm already done with my 8 celebration and already pumped for the new week. Now can be focusing on the markets better compared to the celebration session, celebration period. Okay, we already done with 1 week celebration. So right now, after done spending money, enjoying our 8 celebration with the families, okay, buying gifts, buying fireworks, okay, giving money packets, and maybe doing festivities, eating good foods. Right now it's time to stack back our bag and keep gaining more dollars, more profits in the market. Okay, and as always, remember, prepare your capital, prepare your mindset. I'll see you guys tomorrow on Monday, and let's have a fresh start of the new week. Set a target and let's achieve it with me before we have the new weekend. Okay, see ya.
Guys, goodbye. A free Bitcoin analysis for you guys. See ya.